Hey, welcome to Rob's Lenten Journal, days 11 to 15. Did I fall off the wagon? No. Interesting last 4 or 5 days. We left off, I think, on Friday, and really have had. There was a kerfuffle. I don't know how you say that word, but it was a busy weekend, and had a full Saturday. It was great. Sunday, interesting, busy day, packed because I do a lot of other things outside of my church work, and my computer crashes. So Sunday afternoon, I'm in the middle of several different projects. Computer totally crashes. First crash I've really had. I'm a Mac user. First crash I've had maybe in about 12 to 13 years. It's rare, but it happens. Happens to everybody. And I run out to go buy basically a new base laptop until I can just get me through the next week or so that I can go ahead and figure out what's wrong with my laptop, get my files back, everything else. The cloud, everything is different. I will tell you that, just a little side note on technology, it is amazing today how technology works in that I was able to go out and just really run, and obviously very fortunate that I was able to just run out and get a base laptop. And I was up and running, working on the project that I had been working on before the crash within like an hour and a half, which is kind of amazing. That's not how it was 10 years ago. For those of you who are technologists, we live in amazing times. I mean, that's just incredible that I could be back up and running with my software and my files and everything else. And I'm grateful for that. I was not very happy when the crash happened, but I have to say, I was amazed because of perspective in what it used to be like. I was quite grateful that I was able to get back it up and running for the most part so quickly. There's a part of this that's all part of the story. Bottom line is, since then, though, the last couple of days, I've been overwhelmed because there's just been something right after another. Variety of things. Morgan had her senior night soccer game on Tuesday night. One thing after another. I kind of feel like one of those balls in one of those labyrinth toys, right? Where you move it, and I'm just going along, and I'm just trying to go down the path here. Now, my Lent's been great, though, still. Even with all this, even with some of these things. The whole thing with the computer was a great opportunity, one to be grateful, even in times of stress and in times of craziness. And the cool thing that all kind of connected this together is the Sunday Gospel reading on the Transfiguration, which is a great. I always call it the pep rally. I've mentioned this, I think, on the show. It's a pep rally for the apostles who are kind of getting weary and worried about what's going to happen here. And I've been fortunate enough to be to Mount Tabor, so I've seen that. I've seen what is purported to be the place that this took place. Incredible experience. Every time I hear the gospel now, I can relate to that experience. Deacon Bill Malatin, who was our homilist on the Mass on Saturday night, gave a fantastic perspective about, if you think about the journey up to the top of that mountain, and by the way, Mount Tabor would be quite a journey. It's tough enough going up by car. I can only imagine what it would be like on foot in sandals. I can't even imagine. This is why Peter is like, yeah, let's build some tents. Can we chill? Because it's a little crazy. But his perspective, Deacon Bill's perspective was that the great things that come from us, the great perspective, the great paradigm shift, the great revelation, epiphany, use your word you like, the great things that we can then see and perceive after a long, arduous journey. That was quite fitting. I heard it Saturday night. Little did I know I was gonna be, having this experience on Sunday, and then also being able to recognize, the times in the past that was just crazy when something like this would happen, a failure of technology, right, that you would have. And it's been busier since then. All little things that happen, but it's been good. And still have had great moments. A lot of things have worked out really well, and you see the presence of God and all that, because it's not necessarily God doesn't decide, well, I'm going to press this button today and you're going to have a crummy day, nothing's going to work. And then this day, everything's going to be fine. That isn't how it works. I always continue to believe that things just happen. They do. Sometimes things happen. God intended it that way. And in that little bit of chaos, that little bit of randomness, we have an opportunity to appeal to our better selves and to the presence of God in ourselves and how we respond. And, you can think back about all the times that, you waste your time responding in anger or frustration or hopelessness. And that's obviously not what we're supposed to do. Well, I had a great confession on Saturday, too. I actually there was a lull in the confessions, and I had confession in the garden. It was really quite a beautiful experience. Confession is always great when you go, and not only do you feel like your burdens are lifted, you have just a greater opportunity to assess what you're doing and how you're doing it and where you're going to go. And today, the Ignatian Lenten email was all about servant. It was basically when Jesus says, "I did not come. I did not come to be served. I came to serve." And definitely in the last few days, that reflection has really been about, I have been so mentally burdened by so many things, that a combination of things that have to be done in the moment, and then bigger things that I may have pushed aside, or I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to this, and then you finally realize, well, that can't happen anymore. How do you transform that feeling of burdensome? Because it's not. It's my doing, right? How do you transform that into joy, into willing to tackle those burdens? Because that's what we're here for. We're here for the others. We're here for each other. And that was a great reading. I needed to see that as I looked that up real quick. It's the Jesuit conference. The scripture was from Matthew chapter 20, and the reflection is, how are we freed? Like, what is freedom? And it was a great way of putting it. Like, our freedom doesn't come from being in control of everything. Our freedom comes from being able to do good work. And that's what we're here for. So it's been good. I didn't fall, nothing. I'm good. It's just, I had some technical difficulties. So hopefully tomorrow, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It should be day 12. There should be a day by itself. No, wait, day 12 is 15, day 16. It's one of those days. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.